some type of normalcy. Now, there's no such thing as normalcy right now in the business world, Regina. I mean, you talk with all sorts of businesses from, $1 million type companies to the mom and pop shops that have been ravaged throughout this pandemic. What's kind of the feel for what you're hearing out of the clients that you have and other folks that you talk with in the business world these days?
I have all kinds of stories. So number one, there's businesses that have not been or very barely impacted. Maybe a project has been postponed to a later time, or maybe sales declined a little bit in March and beginning of April, but they're now back. They're back in shape. So very little impact. There's others that, of course, they had to close down and they went from 100 to 0 overnight pretty much, and they had to adapt. I have one client that's always been toying with an online shop. It's a retail business, always been toying with an online shop. Bam. Within the course of a week, they implemented an online shop that's just awesome. And she said they cannot restock. They get calls in, they get people ordering online. When they did per appointment only for a while, people could come into the shop. She said it was so stressful. The manager said it was so stressful. When people walk into the store, you had to say, look, if there's anything you see that you like, tell me, because online order might come in any moment and buy that piece. So you need to immediately put it aside and we need to take it off the online shop. They are not, of course, not back to 100%, but they did really, really well, and now they're back open. And honestly, she told me also, look, honestly, we had such a great time when we were closed for a while. All the employees, we could sit down over lunch, have lunch together, because normally we never get to have a single break during the day because we're open from 10 till 6 or something like this, and we never get a break. So that we actually enjoyed kind of like this little bit more among the employees, but of course we're happy that we're back open and now we're hopefully back to 100% soon. And then the other example I have from a friend who owns a restaurant who said, we dropped down to 40% the first week. Then we really promoted the takeout and the delivery back to 70% in the second week, and we're almost back to 100% now. And that was already 3 weeks ago that I talked to him. So it's all every business adapts differently. I know from a lot of business owners that PPP, the Payment Protection Program, has helped them a lot to keep the employees going. I've also heard from business owners that they laid off 1 or 2 people, and then they had a hard time getting them back because these people were collecting unemployment. And one example, he said, look, the guy said all his neighbors are at home. They're having such a great time with all the kids and the wives in the neighborhood. They don't want to come back to work, which, of course, is just a momentary thing. I think everybody's really happy things are coming back. And you said it right. We all have to make our own call. We have to make our own decisions what's important for us and our health, but we also have to think about others. It's a community, yeah. If I'm a carrier of a virus, I do not want to spread it. That's point blank. That's the bottom line.